How should a Christian family deal with having other Christian families in their home that do not share the same house rules? For example, their children jump or climb on furniture, consistently destroy or break toys, or explore items in rooms without an invitation. What about for older kids, such as movie standards, when you go to someone else's house?
I would make a distinction between whether you're having these kids into your home or your kids are going over to their home.
Okay.
Okay. If neighborhood kids, even non-Christian kids, come to your house,
Mm-hmm.
it's your house, so your house rules pertain.
Right.
Right. So
You enforce it.
you enforce it. You say, and if someone just is not capable of grasping the concept,
Right.
then they don't come in. They're not welcome. So I think that you maintain your house rules for your house. When your kids are invited over to another house and it's a Christian family in the church, but it's different house rules, they can,
Right.
they can stand on the furniture or whatever it is.
Right.
Then I wouldn't worry a great deal about that, other than to teach. It's a great occasion to teach your children the concept of God's rules and house rules. Right.
Okay.
So when you're over at Mrs. Murphy's house, you do what she tells you.
Right.
Right. But if she doesn't care about some things that I care about, that's all right. It's her coffee table. Right. So, and you teach your children the concept, and it's a good way to teach them the concept. If, however, another Christian home's sloppiness with house rules verges on sloppiness with regard to God's rules,
Right.
like the question asks about older kids and something like movie standards.
Right.
Let's say the movie standards are non-existent, or they allow all kinds of skanky skis over there.
Right.
Then you just beg off and say, no, I need to head home now, and if it's persistent, unrelenting, all the time, then that's not who you want to be friends with. That's not who you want your kids to be friends with.
Right.
So there's nothing in the Bible that requires every professing Christian to be close friends with every other professing Christian. Within the covenant, you choose your friends just like you have to do elsewhere, and you should choose them wisely. If your friends don't care about the things of God, they don't care about keeping higher cultural standards, moral standards, then there's no obligation to pursue that relationship.
Right. Are there any? Do you have any advice about particularly younger kids where you can't talk to the child as much like you would with a teenager about how to determine all these standards, like movie standards, but younger kids where you have this difference in house rules, and it becomes somewhat of a tension between the mothers, say, or the families. They want to be friends as a families, but it always ends up a fight because this child's family did this, and perhaps at the park, it's not a house. What are some guidelines when it's not just a choice of, well, I want to be friends with them, but you're going to be together.
Yeah, if you're going to basically what it boils down to is I believe that if there's going to be a bonk, then it should be between the parents. You shouldn't put your kids in the position where they're having to carry your standard for you that they don't fully understand.
Right.
So
Tommy was jumping on the bed. We're not allowed to do that.
Right. So mom, so if these kids are obeying their looser rules, but over at your house, and they're dishonoring your rules, then you just explain to them that that's not what we do in our house, and very pleasantly, and I'm sure you didn't understand that. So, but if they continue to do it, then you don't invite Tommy over anymore.
Right.
Right. But it shouldn't be the mystery cut. So if it's an obvious sort of thing that this child is not welcome at your house, and he's not welcome at your house for a reason, then that family ought not to be left guessing why that is.
So there should be discussion.
Dad should go. I would say the best way to have it is Dad go talk to Dad.
Right.
And the dad and Dad should not say something like, and this is why we've locked and bolted the door and why you're never welcome in our house again. But he should say something like, it's very clear, as we've had your son over a couple of times, is there's a wide disparity in how the cultural tone, the the way we want our kids to be brought up, and we like you guys, and we'd be happy to help teach you what we're trying to do if you're at all open to that, you know. But if you like the way you're doing it, then let's just leave it the way it is.
Okay. Thank you.